Hi everyone, it's Abner again. This is not one of my usual videos, as you can see from the title. It's basically about the assembly of the Aldi Ferrex electric lawnmower. I did really struggle when I started assembling this, and just when I was doing it in the garage, I felt like, you know what, let me just record this so that it helps someone. So in this video, I just talk you through how to assemble the lawnmower. I didn't really see a very detailed video on YouTube. I searched for it. I didn't see one. There was one particular one by a gentleman called Novice Gardener, but he didn't really go into detail, so I wasn't sure. So I'm sharing this that it can help someone. Please note that in this video, my fingers and hands are very dry. Actually, I was doing some work in the garage, packing up. Garages are quite dusty, at least mine is, so there's a bit of dust on my hand. My hands are dry, so just ignore that and hope that you find this video useful. Whilst I'm talking, I'm showing a video of me using the lawnmower in my garden, so hope that helps. Enjoy the video. If you have any questions, put in the chat and I'll see if I can help. Okay, so at the time of purchase, this was £99.99. It's currently selling for £69.99, about £70. So there's been a £30 reduction since I bought it. So if you need one, maybe you might as well just go on Aldi online. I'll try and link it in the caption, so if anyone needs to get it, it's still available. Aldi Ferrex lawnmower is the 44cm one, 1800 watts. As you can see in the box, it comes with the stuff, 2 of each. Just cut my hand. And then it comes with a bag, the extension cable, and the mower itself. So I'm in my living room because I was just stressing out in the garage, and I've just found out what the problem is. But I'm going to show you something very briefly. If you look at the instruction manual, this is what, so you get 2 of each of these that is shown on the, it doesn't say 2 of each, but you're getting 2 of each, and that's what I've displayed over here. If you look at the instruction manual, this is very confusing. Following this here, you will get so confused. So I'm going to, my fingers are dry because I was in the garage, but I'm going to explain something and I hope that it helps. So this kit here is actually this. So if you look at the assembly instructions, it says that install this handle in that before you fix it onto the mower. But this is why I was getting stressed out in the garage. But let me show you this. So on this kit here, you've got the arrow sign, and then you've got 2 marks on here. What you realize is that you also got these 2 nicks in the mower, and then you've got these 2 slots here. What you need to do is make sure that you fix this here first before you do anything else. So I'm just going to show you this, and then I'll put the phone up, and then I'll show you what to do. So what you do is these notches that you've got in here, make sure that one of them goes over this. And then once you've done that, you realize that the arrow sign aligns with that. My cuticles, I need to go and get manicure. So you realize that the arrow sign aligns with that. So you do the same for the other bit. So I'm going to put you up now, and then we'll continue, okay? So what you realize is that we fixed this one here. We're going to fix that one next. So remember, you make sure that this notch matches up with what's over there. And how you do that is make sure that this cut out goes over the protrusion within the mower, okay? So we're just going to do the same thing. Once you've done that, you take your this will come with the mower as well. Fix this onto this handle, this type of handle. Fix it, make sure it's in the middle here. Insert it. Oh, it's come off, but I'll put it back. So insert it gently. Do the other bit. Make sure this doesn't fall off, or because that's what you use to manage your cable whilst you are doing the work. So make sure it doesn't fall off. Okay, so put it on. You can put it on, but now that you know where the notches are, you just make sure that you march it. Okay, so put it on. If you've marched it well, you realize that these serrated edges, these little edges here, they all fit together perfectly. So that's the first step. So now I struggled in the garage, but now I've sorted it out. There are two types. There are two types of the screws that you put in. These ones are the circular washers, and these ones are the square washers. What you need to do is you're using the square washers for the bottom bit, okay? And then you use the circular washers for the second one. So we're using the square washers now. Put one in here, and then you use this as a point. Very clever. And then what you do is you just screw it in. Make sure that it's still tight. Apologies about this bit. It seems I was sniffing a lot and I was trying to stifle down a bit of runny nose. It's hay fever season. I was suffering a lot from hay fever, so thought I should just step in here and apologize quickly before anyone thinks that something else is going on. And then just screw it in. Okay, if you look at the picture on the book, if you look at this picture here, that one is pointing upwards, so I normally do the same. So I look at the picture, it's pointing upwards. I make sure that I tighten it and mine goes upwards, so it clicks into place. And then we do the same for the other side. To make it easier, just use this, make sure it's caught in place. I'm struggling with this one a bit. It's caught in place, and then use this. Now both are done, so what I'm going to do next is I'm going to fix I'm going to show the instruction manuals. So the instruction manual tells us to fix the top handle. Make sure that your back ties are close to you when you're fixing it, and then the top handle is quite difficult to fix because all the cables are on there, so I think you might need help with this. I'm going to try and do it myself and see if it works. But what you do is you fix it with the top handle facing the smaller wheels. Okay, this bit facing the smaller wheels, not backwards, facing the, so you can hold it this way. Fix it with a top handle facing the smaller wheels so that you can hold it this way when you're mowing, because the bigger wheels come to the back and then the smaller wheels go to the front. Okay, so that's what you do. So this time we are using the washers with the circular, we're using the bolts with the circular washers. That's what we're going to do now. Bolts, screws, whatever they are, can't think right now. We're using those ones with a big with the round washers, circular washers, and we're going to fix it. Always refer back to the pictures, it's easier to do that. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to come back to, so you're going to fix it. There's a hole here, and then on this flat bit here, you make sure that these and the hole here intersect so that you can screw through. Okay, I'm going to do that and I'm going to come back. It was difficult to do in the garage, but I guess because this is now fitted, it'll be easier to do it rather than following the instructions, which makes it so cumbersome. It just makes it too cumbersome for me. So I'm going to do this, and then hopefully it's easier because this is now fitted. So you've got the screw mechanism, whatever this is. You've got it with this in there. If it comes off, just put it back in. Make sure it's in the center so you can easily screw. You've got the washer, and then you've got the bolts. Yeah. So what you do is fix it's longer in one direction than the other direction. Okay, so fix it such that the curved bit matches with the curve on that, and the longer bit screws down. So you put it through here, put it through there, yeah. But pick the handle up. Again, make sure that this bit is pointing towards the smaller wheels. Do one side first if it's difficult for you. If you're the only person at home, do one side first. So I'm holding it in place with my head. Sorry, my hand is in there, but so put it in, yeah. Just make sure that it's secure so you can do the other side as well. Maybe do it a bit more. It's secure. Then find the notch on this side and do this bit too. So what you have is you have two bolts, nuts and bolts, wherever these are called, I can't think right now. You have both on there. Make sure it's well aligned. Take your take it, put it back in, make sure this is back in, insert a washer on the top of it, so the washer is out of that. I'll do the next side for you to see. This is very cumbersome. It'll be so much easier with 2 people, but align it so it's easier for you to get the pin in. If you're on your left hand side, screw in the not towards you, away from you. Okay. Let me do this and I'll come back to you, okay? It's hard. A tip, when you screw in this on, make sure it's not too tight or you can't fold it down. And when you're doing it, it doesn't have to be tight to this, because the whole point of this is to hold this in place. So it will be there'll be a bit of space in between this, so then you can scroll it down. I need to go moisturize my hand. I look like those handymen. But anyway, so that's what you have to do for this bit. The vote of health and safety is 96 decibels. Remember, human beings about 80 decibels is fine. So make sure you're wearing ear protection when you're using this. To fit it in, to fit the dust bag in, it looks like this, okay? And this bit has to come to the top. So you have to lift that. I have to do one, and you have to lift this and make sure that these slot over these 2 here, all right? So if yours come with a metallic bit removed, make sure that you slot them over. Yeah, it looks like that when it's done. Another tip for anyone who's going to do this, make sure you fit the flaps. I've frozen this video. Make sure you fit the flaps over the 2 right and left hand side before you fit the flap on the longer side. So you can see that in this video. I did one short side, went to do the longer side, and was coming over to do the last short side, and that made it very difficult. So fit the 2 short sides, the opposite short sides first. Put the flap over the metallic rim first before you do the longer side. Not the way I've done in the video. Do it the other way around. It's done now. Open the bag up. And then, like I said before, lift this up. There's a bit of spring in, so be careful when you're doing it. It was at this moment of putting the video together, or the YouTube video together, that I realized that I hadn't put the grass handle on there. It was in the pouch and I was wondering what it was for, until I looked at the picture again. I was like, oh, I'm missing something. So the first time that I used it, I didn't have the handle on, and that was a disaster, because I realized that, if you could see from the video, that I was taking the basket out, I was struggling to take it out because there was no handle, and I was basically breaking the mesh that the grass is in. So please make sure that you put your handle on. So what I've done is I've gone into the garage and I've taken a video of what the handle looks like and some other feature that's going to help you. So I'm going to add that into the clip now, and then I'll go back to what we did for the video. This thing is called the grass bag. It's what collects the cuttings and the clippings from your lawn mowing activity. There's a handle on it. It comes in a pouch. I hadn't put it on there. That is why I was finding it difficult to place the bag into place, to place the bag. But make sure you put a handle on before you assemble the grass bag into its position on the mower. Also remember that if you don't, so the first time I was like, what's this, what's that? And then I was just taking it off manually when I first mowed the lawn. I just took it off manually, and I realized that the bag, because it's like a mesh type of thing, it started breaking. So be careful, make sure you're using the handle. So I went back into the pouch and I found the handle, and I also a grey flap on the bag that you can open to look through to see if the bag is full. Unfortunately, the holes are really small, so I couldn't really see through if my bag is full or not, but I just go 3 passes and I take it off. So just something to remember. So it's all done now. Like I said, this is 96 decibels. Human beings, I think we allowed normal, the maximum or the healthiest is 80 decibels. So please use appropriate PPE. I got my earmuffs from the range. It was like £1 or so, but I think it will do for that because I've checked the rating and I think it will do for that. So make sure you check that. Once this is done, there are a few things on here that you have to follow through to make sure that everything is set up. Make sure that you use these clips to hold the cables in place. Use these clips to hold the cables in place. So I'm going to do that now. There are 2 cables hanging around here. So I'm just going to hold them in place so that it doesn't trip when you're using the lawnmower. And then it's got the gears down here. So scrolling to the front is lower depth and scrolling to back. So it's got measurement 20 and 70 there. So that's what you have to do. Yeah, that's it. This is your, raise it up a bit. Raise it up without seeing my face. This is the on and off button. So hope this was very useful. Like I said, remember to use this. You can also use, remember I said you can also use this to do some of your cable management. So make sure that you do that so you don't trip when you're working. All right, bye-bye. So then we're given 2 of these. Put the cable in, make sure that it's well in the hole here. And then you just slot it on here. Just so it holds, it just manages these cables when you're using it. And then your power lead is a red one. You can easily put it here just so it's out of the way and it's not underneath the cutter. So that's what you do. All right, thanks, bye everyone. Thanks everyone, bye.